We're live on Joy 99.7 FM here in Accra and Kumasi on Love 99.5 FM. We are live on myjoyonline.com. We are live in all 16 regions. We're on Ganga FM in Jirapafafa Radio in Joje and Jatar FM in Karaga. Live on X Spaces on Facebook. The Midday News is sponsored by Petrol Soul. Your clean fuel in full quantity. Petrol Soul is always a delightful experience. Also brought to you by Duraplus Ghana Limited, producers of quality PVC and HDPE pipes and water tank. We are the only water storage tank with a level indicator. Where Duraplus goes, water flows. This afternoon, North Tongue MP Samuel Okujetua Blakwa fights back, insisting Snake statement defending processes to sell 60% stake in 6 hotels to Brian Champon's Rock City does not respond to key issues of conflict of interest.
If you look at the statements Snake has put out, they do not respond to the fundamental issues. The crux of the matter is totally avoided. Snake is engaged in avoidance.
We have details as he calls on President Akufo-Addo to intervene to stop the transaction from being finalized.
President Akufo-Addo himself, these are his appointees. Those who are selling, the one buying, they are all his appointees. His agreed minister is here, not in the private sector, taking over hotels that belong to the people of Ghana. And President Akufo-Addo is quiet.
Also this afternoon, political parties questioned the Electoral Commission's competence after admitting yet again another error in the provisional registration update.
The greater worry is that it creates doubt about the capacity of the Commission, about the integrity of the Commission.
This situation exemplifies what we term transpositional rigging of elections.
However, the EC says it is working to introduce more rigorous methods to fix the recurring problem.
As a commission, we will not hide from our mistakes. What is more important is that why the mistakes happened and why they were not detected before publication.
Also, government says it will bear the cost and surgery and other medical expenses for victims of the Inuasia premix explosion that left 2 dead and 16 others injured.
The government is going to go for that, but that shouldn't happen again. And with this, we should learn from it and then actually ensure that there's health and safety within our fishing community.
We have sports.
Hearts of Oak coach Abubakar Ouattara vows to deal with players after crushing defeat to Aduana FC in the Ghana Premier League.
And later in the bulletin, we'll take you to Paga in the Upper East region, where the death of a crocodile is believed to signify the death of a community member. Details on how these crocodiles have earned the reputation of being the friendliest to ever roam the earth.
So when you kill crocodile, that means you have taken somebody's life. By then there was no law and order. So when you kill crocodile intentionally, they can even kill the community people. But now there's law and order, you can't kill someone. But the laws are still in place. If you kill it intentionally, you can even be banished from the community.
We have that and more in this afternoon's edition of the Midday News. I am Emefa Apawu. Please stay for details. This is your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. Let's dig in now. An NDC MP for North Tongue, Samuel Okujetua Blakwa, says a statement from SNIT defending its attempt to sell off some hotels it owns to Rock City Hotel belonging to NPP MP and Minister for Agriculture Brian Champong has failed to address the key issues. The Social Security and National Insurance Trust has denied any foul play in its decision to sell a 60% stake in its hotels to Rock City Hotel. Samuel Okujetua Blakwa has lodged a formal petition with the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice (SHRAJ) to investigate allegations surrounding the sale of the 6 hotels, alleging conflict of interest, abuse of power, and lack of due process. We'll get to hear from him shortly, but first, my colleague Kwikwa Santi joins me in studio with a copy of a statement from SNIT. Kwiku, let's go through the side of SNIT in this region controversy.
Well, so it's a 13-point statement, and the instructive point says a total of 9 companies responded to the advertisement by submitting proposals on the 23rd of March deadline. 6 out of the 9 were then shortlisted and issued with requests for proposal documents. The qualifying firms were invited for the opening of their financial proposals based on the technical and financial evaluation. The Rock City Hotel emerged the best. Based on the criteria set out in the RFP, Rock City Hotel submitted the best and strongest technical and financial proposal among those received, and consequently, it is in negotiation with SNIT to buy a 60% stake in each of the 4 hotels, that is Labadi Beach Hotel, La Palm Royal Beach Hotel, and then Royal Ridge Hotel, as well as the Elimina Beach Hotel. Again, they explained that the bids for Buswa Beach Hotel and the Trust Lodge were unsuccessful. The process of getting a strategic investor is in its final stages and therefore not yet concluded, Emefa.
And they insist that there was no abuse of power and there was no lack of due process in this matter.
Yeah.
Well, so that's the statement from SNIT on this. But reacting to the statement from SNIT, Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa insists his allegation of conflict of interest has still not been responded to by SNIT.
If you look at the statements SNIT has put out, they do not respond to the fundamental issues. The crux of the matter is totally avoided. SNIT is engaged in avoidance. I have raised the fundamental issue of conflict of interest. So the Honorable Brian Champon should have been nowhere near this transaction. SNIT has not addressed that fundamental issue. SNIT fails to address the issue of how Rock City was selected. You cannot just claim that Rock City presented the best financial and technical proposal. Where is the evidence? SNIT does not provide the evidence. If you look at their own statement, they say that they started this procurement process in November 2018, 14 November 2018. Rock City operations a year after, November 2019. The procurement violations, the cronyism, the graft, the insider dealing. I am happy that all of these matters are going to be delved into.
Well, that's not all. Mr. Ablakwa wants President Akufo-Addo to step in and stop the sale from going through.
If you read the reliefs I'm seeking, relief number 5, I have called on Shraj to act expeditiously and very quickly halt the sale because I had intelligence that they were about to close the deal this week. President Akufo-Addo himself, these are his appointees. Those who are selling, the one buying, they are all his appointees. President Akufo-Addo told us that those who want to do business, who want to make money, they should stay in the private sector. What does the president say about people violating that warning that he gave to his own appointees? His agreed minister is here, not in the private sector, right in government, in cabinet, doing business, taking over hotels that belong to the people of Ghana. And President Akufo-Addo is quiet. Why is President Akufo-Addo quiet?
Well, that's the North Tongue MP, Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa. So we've heard from him, we've heard from SNIT on this. We are yet to hear from the management of Rock City Hotel and also Dr. Brian Champong. And my colleague Kwikwa Sante is still with me in the studios. We've made attempts to reach him.
Yes, we tried to reach Mr. Brian Champong. He's not available for comments now. Mr. Brian Champong, Dr. Brian Champong. When it comes to the hotel itself, Rock City Hotel, they tell me that they will respond appropriately at a later point. In fact, I reached out to a customer point at the hotel. They told me they are taking my details and at a later point, they will revert.
And that's my colleague Kwikwa Sante. They are giving us details on that particular issue. It takes us into the election headquarters right now. And some political parties are questioning the competence of the Electoral Commission after admitting another error in its provisional registration update. At the end of day 11 of the limited registration exercise, the EC figures suggest 459,291 had been registered, but 11 hours after posting the figures, the EC submitted errors saying Greater Accra was wrongly repeated for Upper East on the slide on challenge cases earlier published. Well, the political parties are not happy and are questioning the EC's competence in the entire exercise, but Deputy EC Chairman in charge of operations, Samuel Tete, says the Commission will not hide from its mistake and will work to make it better.
On the issue of mistakes in infographs that the Commission acknowledged and corrected, it is important to reiterate that those mistakes did not affect the actual number of registered voters per district or region. All the political parties with agents at the various registration centers, including the NDC, have the same registered voters figures as the Commission. As a Commission, we will not hide from our mistakes. What is more important is that we identified why the mistakes happened and why they were not detected before publication. We have since put in place a system that will make sure this never happens again.
And that's Samuel Tete there. He's the EC chair in charge of operations. And this press conference was on Friday. And just then we had another error. And my colleague Elton Brobe joins me in studio. What more are we learning? And what is the EC saying about this particular mistake as well?
So, again, Emefa, they say that the figures for Greater Accra was wrongly repeated for the Upper East on a slide of challenge cases earlier published. And they say that all other slides are correct. The commission today met with the team responsible for developing the infograph and made significant changes. We don't know the changes that they've made. And in addition, they say that more rigorous methods will be instituted going forward to ensure that they present the right figures after every round of registration.
Okay, but the Joy Research Desk has been probing the figures. What did they find?
So in the first infograph communique, the EC made errors in the total number of votes registered in day 2 and day 3. The total number of registered voters that was provided by the EC for day 2 and 3 were 25,287 and 43,417 respectively, but an accumulation of the original breakdown gave 19,267 for day 2 and 48,616 for day 3. This indicated an over-reporting by 6,020 registered voters in the 2 and under-reporting of 5,119 registered voters in the 3. The EC also repeated the same voter register for the 3 for Upper East with 2,389 on the 4 infograph, leading to a discrepancy in the accumulation of registered votes using the original breakdown and the total provided by the EC. The total given by the EC for the 4 was 58614, which using the summation of original figures gave 57,937 registered, and over reporting of 677 registered voters.
Okay, well, the NDC is not taking this lightly at all. We can hear from the General Secretary, Fifi Kwete.
This situation exemplifies what we term transpositional rigging of elections, where figures are shuffled between categories without affecting the overall total. In the OT region, the day 2 figure of 578 was erroneously swapped with the 3's figure of 1,515. Bono East recorded 2,252 per hour data. This figure will affect the total registered voters of 5,118 for Bono East for the 4 days as stated by the EC.
That's the General Secretary of the NDC, Fifi Kwete. Well, Communications Officer with the Movement for Change, Courage Buti, says the development is eroding confidence in the electoral system.
With all the technology for tabulation and counting that is available, I mean, even something as basic as Excel has the capacity to do this accurately. It's worrying that some of these errors continue to occur. But what the greater worry is that it creates doubt about the capacity of the commission, about the integrity of the commission, and that casts doubt on the elections. And I don't think it is proper for our democracy. So what I think the EC needs to do is to ensure that it is doing any and everything possible to build greater confidence in its processes.
Well, that's Communications Officer with the Movement for Change. Did I say Courage Buti? I beg your pardon. It's Courage Nobi. Now, meanwhile, leader of the new force, Nana Kwame Bediako, has called on the Electoral Commission to extend the limited voter registration exercise to all polling centres in Ghana instead of the 1,053 registration centres it's currently limited to. My colleague Kenneth JC was at a press conference address by the leader of the movement. Joins us on the line with details. So what exactly are the recommendations, Kenneth?
He recommends that the Electoral Commission extend the limited voter registration exercise to over 33,000 polling centers that will be earmarked for the 2024 elections instead of limited to the 1,053 registration centers that are currently being earmarked for the exercise. He also recommends that at least the exercise should be extended to 4 months, 5 months, because his son, for example, will be turning 18 in June. So if the exercise closes on the 27th of May, that means that his son and others who will be turning 18 between now and December will be self-franchised. So we want the Electoral Commission to extend the process to at least 4 months.
Okay. Well, that's Kenneth JC there giving us details from that press conference organized by the new force asking for extension up to 4 months of the registration exercise. Now, flag bearer of the opposition NDC, John Mahama, is blaming the current woes in the health sector on what he describes as the Akufo-Addo's government's duplication and creation of rivalry in healthcare delivery in the country. According to Mr. Mahama, the resources pumped into the stalled Agenda 111 hospitals project could have been better used to improve the existing hospitals, especially those managed by the religious institutions, rather than constructing new facilities. He's been addressing the Christian Ecumenical Council.
I remember when I was president, I announced that where we have a properly functioning mission church, we will not put a rival hospital in the community. The money that we'll spend to establish a new hospital, we can use to expand the facilities of the mission hospital so that it continues to provide service. Unfortunately, under the 111 policy, that has not happened. In many places, they are properly functioning mission churches, but the state has gone to put rival public. They are properly functioning hospitals that are managed by the churches, and yet the government has gone to put a rival government hospital, investing a lot of money to build a whole new hospital, when we could have put that money into the existing hospital managed by the churches. And so it creates a duplication of efforts. It's a duplication of application of resources. And so it's something that we need to look at. And my thinking is that we must forge a new partnership in the health system in respect of the public hospitals and the church-run hospitals.
Well, my colleague Samuel Imbura was at that engagement. He's just returned, joins me in studio. Let's talk about who and who were in that meeting.
So all the clergymen in the country were present to interact with John Dramani Mahama. We had Archbishop Duncan William leading the clergymen to have this interaction session with John Mahama.
He didn't only talk about health, he talks about the cedi depreciation as well.
Well, John Mahama believes that the Akufo-Addo government can no longer manage the economy. He cites the frequency to the IMF for financial support and the conditionalities attached to such agreements. John Mahama also believes that his government will do better in managing the economy if he is elected.
One, because of the deficits, the state of our fiscal affairs out of kilter. And the second, because we had accumulated a debt that we couldn't pay. And so we have twin problems that we have to deal with. Unfortunately, the honeymoon has passed, and there is a lack of confidence in the management of the economy, and it's reflecting in, as somebody said, the deterioration of the foreign exchange position. And I mean, it was the theory, according to the driver's mate, that if the fundamentals are weak, the foreign exchange will show, it will expose you. And so the fundamentals definitely are weak. We've defaulted in our debt repayments. Today, as I speak, we have a moratorium on debt repayment. We are not paying any of the debts we owe. And those debts are both in cedis and in foreign exchange.
John Dramani Mahama, the leader, also the flag bearer of the NDC. Off to the camp of the NPP now, and Vice President and flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has pledged to ensure victims of the 2021 military brutality in Wa are fully compensated. He's embarked on a tour of the region. My colleague and regional correspondent Rafiq Salam reports.
The Wala overlord, Naf Hussein Sidi Pilipo IV, speaking through his spokesperson, called with nostalgia the military brutality committed by soldiers from the 10th Mechanized Battalion on July 1, 2021 in the Wa municipality, which were investigated by the Military High Command and Parliament of Ghana. No compensation has been paid to the victims.
The military men came into town, beating up almost everyone on site, ostensibly as a revenge for an alleged theft of a mobile phone belonging to one of them. The whole town was thrown into turmoil, with people literally baying for the blood of the offending uniformed men. We had a hard time calming down and bringing tranquility to the town. The issue brought down the military high command to war. The traumatized victims were promised some compensation. Your Excellency, July 3, 2024, 2024 will be 3 years after the unfortunate incident. But up to now, the promised compensation has not been paid. We wish to call on the government to make good its promise to the victims.
Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Baumia had this response for the Walo overlord.
And I'm going to look at them. I wasn't aware that the compensation that was required due to the disturbances had not yet been paid. So I'm going to follow that up when I get back.
He then took a dig at former President John Dramani Mahama, asked him to cease his ambition of becoming president because he can only reign for 4 years.
So I've told him that he's my senior brother. He should have patience and wait for me to also become president of this country, so that I will be able to be president for 8 years.
And that's Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Baumia taking us out of the election headquarters, made possible by Petrosol, clean fuel in full quantity. The Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, SIMA, AICPA and SIMA together as the Association of International Certified Professional Accountants, the German Ozone Medical Center, Alternative Therapy, Dental Wellness and Beauty, and Chopbox Technologies, a convenient service. And we'll take a quick break here on the Midday News, made possible by Petrosol, clean fuel in full quantity, also brought to you by Duraplus Ghana Limited, producers of quality PVC and HDP pipes and water tank. Where Duraplus goes, water flows. We'll return with sport, and then later in the bulletin we'll take you to Paga in the Upper East region, where the death of a crocodile is believed to signify the death of a community member.
So when you kill a crocodile, that means you have taken somebody's life. By then there was no law and order. So when you kill crocodile intentionally, they can even kill the community people. But now there's law and order, you can't kill someone. But the laws are still in place. If you kill it intentionally, you can even be banished from the community.
When budgets are tight and money difficult to come by, you want to be sure you get the best value for your money. These are not times to be spending money fixing expensive engine problems because of cheap fuel and lubricants. Drive to a Petrosol station today and buy your quality fuel and lubricants, and rest assured of fuel that lasts long and lubricants that prevent expensive engine problems. Hear the sound. Petrosol, clean fuel in full quantity.
December is just around the corner and our nation stands at a crossroads. Will we continue down the same path or will we forge a new one together? The choice is ours, but we need every voice to be heard. That is why the New Force is investing time and resources to educate and encourage everyone about the voters' ID card registration. To all of you out there unsure if your vote matters, your voice matters. Your vote is your power and your opportunity to shape the future of our motherland. Don't let others decide for you. Don't stay silent. Get up, get out there, and get your voter's ID card today. Make sure you are ready to make a difference when the time comes. Don't delay. Act now. From the 7th to the 27th of May, and on the 30th of May, you can replace all missing ID cards. Every vote counts. Your vote, your destiny. A message from Nana Kwame Bediako and the New Force.
Well. How is your good life?
Mine has been great, you know. My entire family and I sleep under an insecticide-treated net every night, throughout the night, and wake up feeling sound every day with absolutely no mosquito bite.
My good life has been terrific. My entire family and I, we wash our hands with soap and running water before we cook and eat, and after using the toilet, we don't play with it.
When my wife was pregnant, I accompanied her to every antenatal session. She took all her medication, ate balanced diet, and gave birth without any complications. My good life has been smooth.
Let's all come aboard Good Life and live healthy and happy. Good Life, live it well. It's an everyday thing. Good Life from Ghana Health Service and partners with support from USAID.
This is the Midday News. Time for sports. Mubarak, what do we have?
Yes, for the Ghana Premier League season, it's not getting any better for Hearts of Oak, your darling club. Yes, and the Phobians suffered yet another setback after a painful 1-0 defeat to Aduana FC. And that is the fourth loss at home under head coach Abubakar Ouattara. The Ivorian trainer has vowed to deal with the players.
Played 90 minutes without any shoot on the goalkeeper. Any shoot, one shoot. No. I'm not happy. To be serious, I'm not happy. The players it disappoint me today. Very disappointed. We have the game plan when you have the 3 players, you do the program there to put them out are coming out. Look the substitution we do it. No, I can't say which player play well. No. We are taking all the faults. I'll deal with them. I don't leave them. Because I can't accept all these things. Just in 10 days you play good game, you come today to play like that. I don't understand.
Yeah, hats off for Coach Abubakar Ratara fuming.
How is Pando House of Lions doing?
Well, they are doing well. Over the weekend, they beat Dreams by 2-1.
I've gone back to Pando House of Lions. Thank you very much, Mubarak. Now, government has stepped in to support victims of the tragic premix fuel explosion in the New Racia in the Sekondi Takrady metropolis. The explosion, which occurred on Saturday, has left several individuals critically injured and 2 people have been confirmed dead. The NPP parliamentary candidate for Iskado Kitten constituency, Charles Bisu, has announced that the government will cover the medical bills for those undergoing surgeries.
I've taken care of the 16 people. Other agencies that are relevant to it will do that. The mayor came here yesterday and then said the government, with the regional minister, we spoke, the government is going to foot the bill for that. But that shouldn't happen again. And with this, we should learn from it and then actually ensure that there's health and safety within our fishing communities. We are going to ensure that it is done properly and then replicated across. For the families that have lost their loved ones, our thoughts are with them.
Let me bring in our Western Regional correspondent, Ina Thalia Kwansa. Ina, let's talk about the status of the victims currently receiving treatment at the hospital.
Yes, Emefa. So, from what I understand, they are responding to treatment swiftly. 2 of them are supposed to be discharged this afternoon. And so for now, we can say that they are all stabilized. 2, we know, are already in the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. And then another at Cape Coast Teaching Hospital in Taberton.
And please tell me the number of deaths remain the same.
It remains the same as 2 for now.
That's my colleague Inathalia Kwansa there giving us updates on that explosion. Well, let me take you to Paga now at this point, and I've been telling you about when you dare to touch a crocodile. Many would say no, but in Paga, located in the Upper East region of Ghana, you can do just that. The crocodiles in Paga are known for being very friendly, despite occasionally wandering from the Paga crocodile pond into the homes of community residents. There are no records of them causing harm. Interestingly, the death of a crocodile is believed to signify the impending death of a community member. Maxwell Agbagba has more in the story.
I never imagined touching a crocodile, but the tales of their friendliness in Paga Upper East region intrigued me. I touched one of the largest crocodiles there, and it felt like the longest minute of my life. Our guide, Mahama Isa, explained that over 100 crocodiles live in the Paga Crocodile Pond, where even children swim without harm.
So when you kill a crocodile, that means you have taken somebody's life. So during that time, by then there was no law and order. So when you kill crocodile intentionally, they can even kill the community harm. But now there's law and order, you can't kill someone. But the laws are still in place. If you kill it intentionally, you can even be banished from the community. So sometimes they move out of the water and go into the town. They lay eggs in front of our houses and in the water like this one. But the laws are still in place. If you kill intentionally, you can be banished from the community. So sometimes they move out of the water and into the town. They lay eggs in front of our houses and the water like this one. But the laws are still in place. If you keep intentional, you can be banished from the community. So sometimes they move out of the water into the town. They lay eggs in front of our houses and the water like this. But the laws are still in place. If you keep intentional, you can be banished from the community. So sometimes they move out of the water into the town. They lay eggs in front of our houses and the water like this. But the laws are in place. If you keep
Our apologies there. I was hoping that we could hear it all, but we'll rectify that and bring that to you subsequently. But that's the situation in Paga. And Maxwell Agbagba is back from the Upper East region. It's time for MNJ. Hey, people are talking on social media. Let's go through it.
A lot has been happening on social media. In fact, over the weekend, Rapper Medical went on a Twitter tirade. He's been saying a lot. lot on Twitter. Fela McCaffrey has also been saying a lot. That's the wife. Jackie has the gist.
So, Emefa. So, Fela has formally petitioned the Criminal Investigation Department of the Ghana Police Service to investigate her husband, which is Medical. Well, she alleges that Medical has endangered her life by publishing false news. So, I'm just reading SF from the petition, which goes like, I, Precious Fela McCaffrey, a Ghanaian citizen, write to formally petition the Ghana Police to urgently investigate the publication of false news, which is in violation of Section 208 of the Criminal Code.
So essentially asking for some investigation.
Yes.
There's been reaction
a lot
to that.
A lot. This one here from Unruly King. Unruly King says, Medical Angasa, it be like, get sisters or female parties for Choco and Coligono. Like by now, Fela and her cousin moved from the house already.
It looks like Medical has a sister in Kaso, he has a sister in Kaso.
There's a Kaso sister.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about the reactions.
So it's a lot. There's a lot of reactions, coming through right now. This one here is a strong man once said, "Who go choose Fela McCaffrey over Sister Derby?" People are just dragging. It's a laugh
and
triangle.
It's been trending since Friday through till now.
And key lesson in all this: don't believe everything you see on social media.
Yeah.
Well, some people think that they cannot come back together. Others think that they can. I think they should work towards it and come back together, especially because there's a child involved. They can do this. I mean, love should win all the time, Jackie.
Yeah, love should win.
That's how we end today's edition of the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. There's more when you log on to myjoyonline.com. I have Living Word with Pastor Mental Tabil, the father and his household, episode 1.